Slowdive, just for a day. Hello, welcome to Taking a Break with Kazu, and today let's talk about Slowdive's debut album, Just for a Day. Slowdive is one of the most prominent bands in the world of shoegaze. They come from England and helped popularize this genre along with bands like My Bloody Valentine, Ride, and Lush during the early 90s. They were formed by Rachel Goswell and Neil Halstead. Shoegaze is very effect-driven rock music, mostly drenched in delay and reverb. Slowdive is definitely a great example of that sound. Guitar is very chorusy and full of reverb that it creates this lush and shimmery wall of sound, and they play their guitar to make it sound like an orchestral string instrument. Shoegaze bands do have very distinct sound, but each bands do it differently, so it may be difficult to point out what the actual genre sounds like. A band like My Bloody Valentine is more distorted and has a lot more intensity built up in their music, and Lush is also chorusy like Slowdive, but they focus more on the jangliness of their guitar to create a pop-driven riff. Shoegaze bands focus more on the texture of their music, and in order to understand it, you'll have to listen to each of these bands to really know what this is about. Which sounds absolutely pretentious, but sadly it's true. First thing that may come up when you type in shoegaze will most likely be this, but please don't settle with just that. Look out and explore more on this genre, dive into it, because you might find something amazing. Now, back to Slowdive. They released their debut album after being signed to Creation Records, and in my opinion, this is not their most ambitious release. There are great songs on this album, however, they were certainly at a point where their sound was not completely solidified. They were at an experimental stage, and unfortunately, all the songs can be kind of samey. So if you're not particularly into what they're playing, then it may be dragging to you. They start the album with the track Spanish Air. I like the downstroke bass line and the hard-hitting drum beat that starts off this song, and I don't just hear electric guitar on here, but there's also acoustic guitar and cello mixed in to create this really nice texture. The mood is definitely sad and makes you feel like you're walking through a desert storm with no destination. However, second track, Celia's Dream, definitely feels different. The mood is sad, but in the more of a melancholy-ish feel. The song structure is also more straightforward with the verse-chorus-verse style, but I really enjoy the intensified third chorus at the end along with the very powerful tremolo picking to finish off the track. Also, I noticed that the title of this album comes from the lyrics of the song. She told me that she loved me, love just for a day, and all the time I feel her fade away. It gets into this theme of longing for a girl who passed like a day, and this can mean that the lover passed away and you can only see her in this hazy dream. It's very heartbreaking, but that's what makes the song so musically emotional, and it's definitely the key track that addresses the album title. That's why this is my favorite song off the album, and it's also a banger. Catch the Breeze is another great track. The song emotionally talks about watching the world passing by and feeling the wind and the shining sun. The theme of appreciating nature and what's surrounding them makes me feel like this song is about being on psychedelics. Ballad of Sister Sue was okay. Musically, I didn't think it was as interesting as the previous three tracks. At this point, you pretty much get the idea on what the album sounds like, so it just feels like a filler. Eric's song is an ambient instrumental track. I like the piano that you can hear in the distance playing the melody behind this wall of sound. I enjoy the glimmery guitar in the song Wave. It's definitely one of the more energetic songs on the album. The song talks about how a girl in your life keeps knocking on the door you closed. So I take that as cutting ties with your old love and not letting them back into your life. Musically, it's been the same as the previous tracks, and when you get to this point, you want a change of pace. And I don't mind Neil's vocal, but he's not necessarily the best singer, and he just sounds like he's moaning through the track. But on the next track, Brighter, Rachel sings, and it's a lifesaver. The vibe completely changes when she takes the lead on the vocal. Her high pitch makes the song more lush and adds to the layer of this beautiful guitar melody. Neil sings in the chorus too, but it works out pretty well while she's laying down the background vocal. The Sadman was more minimal with just the bongo drums playing the rhythm for the track. It's a really cool track because there are a lot of guitar build-ups and they make it sound like a synthesizer and just keeps layering and layering when it gets to the chorus. Definitely another change of pace from their usual composition. And then it goes into the last track, Primal. The melody was catchy and I was enjoying how Rachel and Neil was singing together, but unfortunately the chorus was very underwhelming and the transition didn't feel smooth in my opinion. The track was definitely not solid. It also ends with another intense wall of shimmery sound, and that's it. So, I do like some of the songs on here. I think Slowdive did come through musically with Celia's Dream, Catch the Breeze, and the Sadman. Their sound is unique, but differentiating and making each song sound special to the listener is probably the most difficult thing for this band. However, this was their debut and they recorded this whole album within just 6 weeks. The process was most likely rushed, so if you think of it that way, then yeah, this record is actually very impressive. But overall, I'm cool with this album. It's not my favorite from Slowdive though. I'll give this a large or medium K. Have you listened to this record? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Also, recommend me more albums to review. That way I could take more breaks, and I love breaks. So, yeah, man. See y'all later. Bye.